Hey, what's going on? Many of you may know if you watch the live streams, I'm trying to get rid of some groundhogs in my backyard. Unlock my door. I'm in my garage. And for the second day in a row, I didn't capture a groundhog. I think I captured the same, I don't even know what we'd call him in English, but badger. And I am gonna try to get him out of there as quickly as possible. And it's raining, but I did wanna show you first what he looks like. Just, he's ugly. But we'll go out, take a look at him, and then I'll set the camera up so you can see me release him. And I'm not even gonna pretend. I'm not like the bravest guy. I'm a little worried. I don't think he's gonna bite me. He didn't bite me yesterday. He just showed me his teeth. He didn't even make a sound, but he's ugly. We'll go see him. Yeah, so this is him right here. Look at him, he's just ugly, buddy. What's up, man? I'll get you out of there in just a second, okay? Why'd you, ugh, that tail is gross. Why'd you climb in there again? I'll get you out. I need two hands. Don't bite me, brother. Don't bite me. How do you do this? Go. Oh man, sorry, brother. Go. 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 Get out. Are you serious? Get out. Okay, you need to help me out. I mean, what do I do? He doesn't want to get out. Pop it open with a stick. He'll go out. Okay? I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm not gonna hurt you, man. You've got some teeth too. Now you can leave, dude. Go. Well, he can leave anytime he wants. Just go, man. Yeah. Go get the ball. Go. Go. Well, he's free to leave anytime he wants. So, oh, he's gone. He's gone. All right. He got out. Now he's gonna head over to my neighbor's house. Gross. Like I thought he would have gone over into the woods, but I don't know. I guess he'll go into my neighbor. My neighbor has a pool, actually. Hope he doesn't go into the pool. All right, so at least I thought maybe we can do some vocabulary words with animals that I might catch in this trap in my backyard. So for the second time, I think we'll call that thing a possum, but I'll go inside where it's not raining and talk about some animal names that could show up in my backyard trap. How about that? All right, it is completely nasty outside, just raining, but I wanted to give you an idea of how this trap works. And it's made by this brand called Have a Heart. And it literally means like you have a heart when you use this trap, because you're not gonna kill an animal like this. The idea is that I will capture the groundhog safely. I will put him in the back of my car and transport him somewhere where he can dig all the holes he wants, just not in my backyard. So the idea is that you hold this thing up and then pull. There's a lever that I'm pulling back here that will set the trap, if I can get it to work. Yeah, it's not so easy, especially to let an animal out of here. So I lift this up. There's a little catch here that I want to lift up. And once I get the door up, there's a little lever over here that I set like that. And then in this part, that is where the trap will be triggered, we could say. So you put the food in this part that the animal likes, and they told me it's best, the instructions said that it was best to leave a trail. So you'd have a trail of food, and then the little guy walks in and steps on this, and it's all over. Boom, captured, just like that. All right, so you've seen my problems with my trap. If you have been watching my live streams or maybe the spring cleanup vocabulary video that I did, you will know that I am trying to get rid of, there are two actually, groundhogs that live in my backyard because they dig holes and it's just not convenient. My wife, Jamie, she almost twisted her ankle in one of them that was hidden by leaves. So we just want to get rid of them, trap them, and then move them to a place where they can dig all the holes that they want. But for the last 2 nights, I've caught this other thing, which I'm calling a possum. Sometimes you will hear a possum starting with an O. But what I want to do is talk about some of the other animals that are living in my backyard that I might catch in that trap by accident. But before I teach you possibly some more new vocabulary for you, I'm asking you, if you haven't yet, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, hit the all for notifications so you don't miss a time when I go live. I've been going live every day during this quarantine, and I will leave a playlist right up there. You can see what we do during the lives. It's mostly when I answer questions from you guys. So the first animal I'd like to talk about, I've actually already talked about, and that's groundhog. They're cute. I like to see him run around the backyard. I just don't like him digging the holes. So it'll be better when I can catch him, possibly his brother or his sister or his son or his daughter, and get them both to the woods. That doesn't matter if he digs holes. Just not my backyard. And the next one, let's talk about the animal that I did catch, and you saw him on the video. And I say him. We usually refer to animals we don't know that are kind of ugly anyways. We usually say him for the pronoun. So you've already seen the possum or the opossum. The next one you might have also seen, and that is a squirrel. And I was basically attacked by a squirrel, and in this video up there, they are normally pretty chill, we might say. They don't hurt anybody. They usually gather their little acorns and live up in a tree. They don't bother anybody. But I could see maybe one of those squirrels getting into my trap. Because what I do is I bait the trap. I bait it. Meaning I put something in the trap that will lure, that will attract the animal I want to catch. And from everything I've read on the internet, bananas. Bananas are the fruit that groundhogs like. And apparently the possums do too. I could also catch a chipmunk. They are also cute. They are no problem in my backyard. I do have quite a few chipmunks. They're like squirrels, maybe a little cuter, just no tail, but they don't bother anybody. They don't bother anybody. Another one that I could catch, and I don't want to, is a raccoon. They don't normally bother you, but my brother, who lives pretty close to me, he has had problems with raccoons. They often get into your trash if you leave it outside overnight. So if you leave out any kind of food, they will probably go in, investigate, and make a big mess. But they don't usually bother anybody. Just the trash. Keep the trash inside until it's time for
the trash collectors to come to your neighborhood and get rid of your trash. Happens once a week. You shouldn't have any problems with raccoons. I suppose I could catch a mouse in there. A lot of people probably know the word mouse. You have one mouse, but you have two mice. So it is an irregular noun when it comes to forming the plural. My worst nightmare would be catching a skunk. If you are not familiar with what a skunk is, you probably have the same thing in your language, but you might not have it living around you. If you do, I'm sure you know about this creature. It is kind of nasty. They're kind of cute, but if they got caught in my trap and I try to release it, like you saw in the video with the possum, they would probably spray me with their stinky pee. My other neighbor, who's not my brother, his name is Mike, his dog got sprayed by a skunk one time. So I do have skunks living in my backyard, and they could not get the smell off the dog for a long, long time. In fact, they didn't realize it. But the smell was so bad, when his daughters went to school, the teacher made them call home because they smelled so bad. I don't know what I would do if I trapped a skunk. It would be a bad day because I would probably be smelling very badly for a long time. I could possibly, by accident, catch a fox. It would probably have to be a really small fox, but I do have some foxes that live in my backyard. I also might catch a rabbit. Some people call them bunnies. They're pretty rare, but I have seen some rabbits or some bunnies in my backyard. Another animal that I have in my backyard that I wouldn't catch because it's too big, I do have deer. One deer, two deer. Another strange noun, when how you form a plural, it doesn't change. One deer, two deer. I don't know why. In Maine, the state I live in, is known for bears. But I live too far south in the state to have to worry about bears. So there are no bears in my backyard. All right, that's gonna do it. Those are all the animals that could possibly be living in my backyard and that I could accidentally trap. Hopefully I'll get that groundhog soon. And if I do, I'll grab the camera and show you. But thank you so much for tuning in today, and I will see you next time.